Now, the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, has urged MultiChoice Ghana to reduce DSTV subscription prices by 30%, citing the city's recent appreciation and public dissatisfaction. In a meeting with DSTV officials, he stressed that temporary promotions were insufficient and consumers demanded a permanent price cut. Samuel George also raised concerns about outdated programming, piracy from cross-border DSTV boxes, and a lack of local content. He called for a formal proposal by July 21 and revealed plans for a new broadcasting bill to boost local content. MultiChoice pledged to respond and reaffirmed its commitment to compliance and consumer needs. Let's do an interview on this particular story now. I'll go to Mpriso and speak to the Member of Parliament representing the people of that constituency in the Eastern region, who is also a member of the Communications Committee of Parliament, Honorable David Opokwansa. Honorable, you're welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you, Maru. I'm trusting you're doing well.
I'm doing great, thank you. Now, the Communication Minister recently secured some reductions in data costs and also met with DSTV, requesting a 30% cut in subscription prices. As a member of the Committee on Communications, what's your assessment of what the minister has done so far, his performance in office?
Well, I think it's very welcoming. Of course, when data prices are reduced, it's something that the Ghanaian people will be excited about. But just like the DSTV story, the minister puts it right. Is as a result of the appreciation of Ghana's cedi, and it's something that we expected the telcos to have done. And so for him to have prompted them, for me, is something that deserves commendation. However, we are looking forward to some pragmatic steps. I mean, steps that even if the dollar depreciates, will still have reduced prices. I have mentioned elsewhere that I'm looking forward to a fixed rate where Ghanaians enjoy unlimited services on a monthly basis. And it's something that is quite trending on social media. And so it's a good step. We commend him for the steps he's taking in reminding the telcos the fact that the city is appreciating, and it's important that they do justice by reducing their prices. Umaru, it will interest you to know that a typical DSTV Compact Plus in Ghana is around 570 cedis, whereas if you were to compare same package to Nigeria, you are looking about 30,000 naira. I mean, if you take into account the exchange rate, 570 Ghana cedis today, you're looking at about $45, and 30,000 naira, you're looking at about $20, which clearly shows that the disparity, I mean, between Nigeria and Ghana in terms of the DSTV pricing is something that we ought to look at. I mean, I've heard arguments that in terms of population size, Nigeria has a very huge population. There's a need for Nigeria to enjoy the prices they are enjoying. But if you were to compare to other African countries, it looks to me that Ghana has the highest cost for DSTV. And so somewhere last month or two, I started a campaign on social media, on X, I mean, prompting DSTV to reduce their prices. And I'm happy that the minister has joined this call and is urging DSTV to do a 30% reduction of their costs. These are all welcoming news. I mean, once it goes to the advantage of the Ghanaian, for me, it's something that we'll welcome.
We run a free market with interventions like the one the minister is engaging in. Could he not be accused of interference?
Well, let me say that the minister is just reminding DSTV and the telcos of the fact that now the cedi has appreciated. I mean, hitherto the cedi was around 15 cedis, is now around 10.35. And it's important that it reflects in their pricing. And so I'm not surprised that today the telcos have reduced their prices. Suffice to say that with the exception of pricing related to mobile data, issues of other services provided by some of the telcos, have not been reduced, and we are hoping and urging that the telcos do justice to their pricing, especially when it comes to table net and persons who enjoy other services like. I would not want to go into specifics, but I'm sure the Ghanaian people know what I'm talking about. So we want to see a reduction across board because the CD has appreciated. We also want to see policy interventions that will ensure that these price reductions become normalized, and it should not be edged with either the appreciation or the depreciation of the Ghana cedi. And so we want to see policies. If it has to do with taxes, what taxes are we taking out? If it has to do with some expensive or some exorbitant pricing of some facilities that they enjoy from government, how are we responding to that? And so these are some of the measures that we are looking forward to, not just the fact that the cedi has appreciated or depreciated, and so prices should be adjusted. For me, it's a commonness of things that you would expect everybody to do.
To other issues, and the minister has indicated that the misinformation and disinformation bill will be laid before the House. What would be your expectation in that bill, and do we have a guarantee that your party would support it?
Well, I'm yet to see the bill. It's yet to be laid before Parliament. It has not come to the attention of the committee. And for me, I would be looking at the thin line where we're able to decipher between free speech and also misinformation. That will be my focus, how we ensure that Ghanaians continue to air their grievances, air their views devoid of governmental interference or, policies that hinder them. We have enjoyed that in this country, and I've always maintained the fact that giving people the opportunity to air their grievances, for me, it's something that has held our democracy together since 1992. The proliferation of radio stations, TV stations across Ghana is an indication of the fact that, Ghanaians get the opportunity to air their grievances each morning. And it brings some level of peace, it brings some level of tolerance in the system. People get to appreciate the fact that I've aired my opinion. So it's a thin line. I'm looking forward to the bill. When it's good, we'll support. If it is not, we are going to urge government to revise some portions of the bill.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
That's Honorable Davis Opukwansa. He's MP from Price, a member of the Communications Committee of Parliament. This is Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television.